Heat makers, crack music.
If you ain't got the dough, then if I can add a little more,
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Best pod in the World Wide Web. Best pod in the world. I said we're back another installment. My name is Eddie Knapp. You know I'm here with gang. But before we get started, like the skin color on a creative player, I'm here to set the tone. Ain't no time for talking. What's up?
what? I gotta squeeze the juice out of the head.
This how I'm feeling tonight. This how I'm feeling.
Yeah, squeeze the juice out of the headphone, yo.
Just chill out.
You think of me, you think of a problem. Who, what, when, and how you gon' solve them. Automatic or evolving. K.I. double lesson. Here's the lesson. Most beams is infrared, but mine's is
Got a
fluorescent.
long intro. Let's go.
I'ma spot you, no matter how many people you put me in front of, I'ma rock you. And if you try to be the hard top, I'm gonna drop you. I got to treat you like the clutch and pop you. Creep through in the 420 with your honey. Cause you ain't nothing but a playboy that turned bunny.
I mean, energy up, what's good?
It's more money and these bullshit. These chickens try to run me. Y'all know y'all can't touch us. I flow luscious. It's so real, I make her hop out.
And get the Duchess.
Sitting on 1,000 birds, and I hide from the camera. Cause the picture's worth 1,000 words. And y'all herbs, y'all get what y'all deserve. Y'all do the catering while we just get served. And you got some nerve for PH and Jason. Do you have any idea who you facing? Just something about my shit you'll never figure out. It's too hot, burning my mouth. That's why I spit it out. It must be real hard for y'all to listen, and it's sad. Niggas is too broke to pay attention.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm not here to play no games. I'm not here to play no games with none of y'all pods. Old pods, new pods, it don't matter. Foot on your neck all 2024. What's up? I got gang with me. You ready to rock?
Tell these niggas, man, niggas can't fuck around, man. Jada, man, whoever, old nigga, new nigga. What? Yo. Who really the best rapper since Big ain't here? Y'all know the answer to that when Kiss ain't here. When you see me, don't ask me nothing about us, and don't definitely ask me nothing about fuck it. You owe me one, I owe you two. I would've smacked you with the
But I know you sue.
And I ain't talking to him, I'm talking to you. Matter of fact, talking to y'all. Life is like walking to y'all.
Worse when you know they sue, you can't do nothing to them, you can't smack them or nothing.
Got motherfuckers thinking they hot, like my dope. Got fiends thinking they shot. When you thinking of the best, nigga thinking of lies. I cut your fucking hand off if your pinky ring's hot. Then come through your block in a sticky green drop. Hop out, let off 53 shots. Wouldn't care if I hit 53
Shout out to
cops.
NYPD,
Giuliani
what up?
might as well be murking niggas. Cause the time that he giving out is hurting niggas. And all these record labels jerking niggas. And you never was a thug, you's a working nigga. And you heard that shit right there, I started that. Don't make me put something up in your starter hat. No matter who you are or where you from, screw all of that, I'm not trying to hear that, son.
I'm about to get started right now, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? My name is Eddie Knapp. You are now listening to the Hello Can You Hear Me podcast network. This is the Untitled Yankee Pod, untitled for now, but we are coming soon. And I'm telling you, when I tell you, when we drop the official name of this pod,
They plan was to knock me out the top of the game, but I overstand they truth is all lame. A whole cannon that shoot balls of flame right in they fat mouth, then I call my name. Nah, it's too real. Nah, it's true king. It's however you feel.
go ahead, you swing.
Your arm's too short to box with God. I don't kill solo with
Only kill pods.
went to their head. So now it's fuck guys. Yesterday you begged for a deal. Today you tough guys. I seen it coming. Soon as I popped my first bottle, I spotted my enemies trying to do what I do. Came in with my style, so I followed you. I kept changing on the world since barbecue. Now you wanna hang with niggas I hung with? Fuck bitches I hit. It's funny, I once said, if I ever make a record, I take a check and put something away for a rainy day to make an exit. But look at me now, 10 years deep, since the project, bench with cracks in my sock sleep. I never asked to be top of rap's elite, just a ghetto child trying to learn to trap to the streets. But look at me now.
Yes, sir. Mic check. Mic check. My mic sounds nice. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank y'all for tuning in. We really do appreciate y'all. Once again, this is an official production of the Hello Can You Hear Me podcast network. My name is Eddie Knapp, and make sure you do me a favor, just for me, just for me. If you really rock with me, if you fuck with me, if you want to see us progress and build this thing one brick at a time, like we are. Make sure you do us a favor. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do not make that rare. We want to see you here. Whether you catch us live or in passing, don't forget to tap in. Like I said, my name is Eddie Knapp, aka the Puerto Rican Jeff Passon, and I'm just blasting. Who the fuck are these other potters, huh? I'm just asking, man. Don't make me start rapping up here. Do not make me start rapping up here. Once again, it's my honor to be your host as we build this thing together, one brick at a time, one brick at a time. But enough about me. Let me tell you about my brothers, though. We got the 40-year-old, the brand new 40 Club member, the bearded stud, looking like a man's man, a whole provider out here. What's up? You need that mortgage taken care of, huh? You need that light. You need that. What you need? Food on the table. All of that. Making the family happy. We got my brother Adi in the building. Adi, what's going on?
What's going on, Ed? What's going on, Juan? Chilling here. Back at it, baby.
Ready to pod. Energy up, energy good. You looking good.
Energy up, ready. Hype
Energy
about
up.
my
I see you
Yankees.
got the headphones.
Yeah, man.
Headphones,
You know what I mean? I wanna
professional
hear you.
microphone. I mean,
Hey,
it's
I'm
almost
trying
like
to
we
hear
does this here.
Yep. You're
Almost like we does this here. Good to see you, Adi. Good to see you.
good to see
We'll
you.
get back to you. But of course, we got the jet setter. We got the official IG thought of the pod. The half Puerto Rican, the half the other 100% heartbreaker. Yo, Juan, what beach was you at this weekend, man? You was texting me to be what beach you was at?
Nah, I was in PR, man. I was in PR for the weekend.
Ooh, you was in
It was-
PR.
it
We
was-
was
was lit out
snowed
there.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were
Yo, you was
frozen.
stunting. I
I was
I
frozen.
don't like when y'all do that.
Side, man. Somebody got to do it, right?
Somebody gotta do it for us, man. Nah,
We got to do a pod from the beach, man. We got to do a pod from the beach.
Yo, listen, you hook up the buddy pass, man. You've been for over a decade. You've been fronting on the buddy pass, King.
I never front, bro. I never front. You just got to hit me up.
Tato, man. Good to see you, Juan. Good to see you, Adi. You know, I did the I think last weekend when we were snowed in, Juan was just saying he was on the beach. Adi was ballroom dancing somewhere in New Jersey, right? He was out there. He
Yeah,
took the
shout out
beautiful
to the Power
Wi-Fi. He had
Bats.
to touch the town. And so y'all had me up here just ranting. It is a much better production when I have my brothers here. So I'm happy to see y'all. Happy to see y'all. Man, what's on the agenda? What we got to talk about? You know, the channel has been growing. And that's one of the things that I'm super happy about. You know, y'all know when I started this channel, I started 2 pods. I started kind of my general pod, which is the Hello Can You Hear Me? Right. And shout out to everybody in the building. We got 5 people on. I see a Facebook like, all that. I don't know how many people we got on Instagram, but I think we got a couple people watching on Instagram. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Give us all of that love. It helps in the algorithm. It really, really does. I know y'all think I'm watching. That's enough. Please hit the like, hit the share, let folks know, who, tell a friend. But the channel's been growing, and I started the regular podcast. I was like, yo, I don't just want to do Yankee talk. I don't just want to do sports. So I started the regular general pod. But then us 3, we started going live every week, focusing on sports, focusing on the Yankees. And I think just because that's something that the 3 of us have always been so passionate about, and it's something that we've always loved to do. That's what's taking off on the channel, right? And so every time we do a live and I put clips up, we're getting clips that are getting a couple hundred to 1,000 views each time out. At least one of our clips is going and just doing this thing, organically in the YouTube algorithm with no backing, no extra promotion on it. So I'm super proud of that. And so it's something that I want to continue doing with you gentlemen. And so I want to focus, most of my time and attention in the content creation space, building this thing with my 2 brothers here. So we are getting ready to name this pod. I'll name this podcast later, but we are going to name the podcast. And I think it's going to be super fun. I think, chat, when y'all hear the name of the pod that we choose, it's going to hit you. I can be like, yeah, that's it. That makes complete sense. So shout out to Vosky in the building. Shout out to Vosky. Hold on, let me play my man Vosky drop. Hold on.
It's a Vosky production.
Play my man Vosky drop. And we got my son Dante in the chat. Bacon MM2 bringing smoke to the chat line. So yo, if you're on YouTube and you talking crazy, Dante gonna set you straight. That's a fact. But so I was here last week. And I was just ranting. I forgot what the hell I was ranting about, but one of the things I wanted to do was start to go and promote this podcast to, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all other places. And so shout out to Tone, our brother Antonio, host of the Breaking Tackles Giants podcast. Make sure you follow that podcast. One of my favorite football podcasts. I mean, he breaks down, he does the 11 by 11. I don't know if y'all watch when he does like the full breakdowns of he gets the 11 by 11 the sky views, and he does a breakdown. I love the way he does that, so shout out to him. But he told us, Twitter Spaces, join Twitter Spaces. So what was it, yesterday? I think Monday, Juan and Adi, I joined the Twitter Spaces. Shout out to @MLB Spaces. I'm going to be live with them. Let me put this up on the screen. Matter of fact, let me get my man's a pop here. Where we at? He slid into my DMs. He was nice enough to slide into my DMs. Pause. So I'll give him a little pops here. So @MLB Spaces. So tomorrow night on Twitter. And so Juan and Adi, I'd love for y'all to come join and represent the pod here. But if not, I'll certainly hold us down. @MLB Spaces. They want to chat about the Hall of Fame discussion. They're gonna have a discussion chat, which ironically is what we are going to talk about. But, he hit me up. He was like, hey, we enjoyed having you on last night, so join this live conversation. So I'm going to join them tomorrow night, 8 p.m. live on Twitter Spaces. So if y'all gentlemen could join on, we can kind of take that shit over and let people know where to come get the real if they want Yankee chat. But so shout out to them. But I was in that space, right? And there was a gentleman in there. It was Yankee fans heavy, and there was a gentleman in there. He was like, "Yo, Eddie." I was like, "What's good, big dog?" He was like, "Yo, I got a scoop." I was like, "All right, well, tell me your scoop." And he was like, "Listen,
What's the scoop?
I know people." He was like,
Tell
"I
me
know
more,
people
tell
who
me
know
more.
people." Right? I was like, "Yeah, tell me. Come on, listen. I'm here." And so I was like, "Please do tell." And so he goes, "I know somebody who knows." It's like, my man's who knows his man's. I know somebody who knows the person who does a lot of haircuts for the ball players in New York. Apparently, Juan Soto goes to this guy. Right? So I'm gonna pull up my note here because I took notes. I was intrigued. I was like, oh shit, he's got a Juan Soto bomb. So apparently, he says, this is where a lot of the Dominican ball players, Latino ball players, they get their hair cut at. And
Jordan?
Apparently, what's up?
That's Jordan Barbershop?
I don't know. He didn't give a name. He didn't give the name. He refused to give his source. But I like the bombshell, so I'm going to choose to believe it, and I'm going to report it as fact. And so he was saying that. He was saying apparently that Juan Soto has been telling anyone who will listen that he is absolutely over the moon about being a Yankee. So much so that he's already loved his experience as a Yankee. He feels like his profile has already taken off to new levels. He's more visible than he ever was, right? And apparently he has begun to push his agent, Scott Boras, against Boris's desire to at least entertain and not initiate, but entertain discussions about a contract extension with the New York Yankees. And so apparently talks have not gotten hot and heavy yet, but parameters are being laid. And so the numbers that this gentleman kind of put out, and so I'll put it to Juan and Adi, the numbers that this gentleman put out He believes that we are looking at the framework of something like 15 years, 550, Juan Soto to extend. I think 15 years is kind of nuts. And mind you, this is a gentleman on Twitter. But if we are to entertain this as some sort of fact, what do we think? Is that number in the realm of possibility? What do we think? And I do want to put out there as a caveat, I think he turned down a couple of years ago 12,440 from the Nationals. So with that framework in mind, what do you think? I'm gonna go to Juan first.
I mean, that's amazing news. I love it because you know me, since the rumors about Soto started spreading, I wanted Soto. I was big on Soto the whole time, meaning for us to trade him, and I didn't want to do too much this offseason because I don't want the Yankees to have an excuse as to why they can't give him the check. Because, you know, we would have signed Yamamoto, we signed Snell or Monty. It's like, oh, yes, we got all these free agents. The cap is, you know, we trying to stay within certain numbers, and we will exceed it with signing Soto. So I love this, meaning that he wants to stay. And New York already loves him, so he's feeling the love, and he hasn't even strolled out there in left field yet. So like that's great to hear. As far as the numbers, 15,550, like that's about like 36.5 a year,
36.
which is good. 15 years, you know, that's great because he's still like people think that's a lot, right? But he's in his prime. Like he hasn't even reached his prime, so he's still growing as a ball player. So we got him for the next 10 years. Like that's next 15 years. You know, he could play outfield for the next 10, and then we slide him into DH for the last 5. And, you know, we got primetime Soto for his whole career. He's going to retire Yankee, and then we're going to put that 22 in Monument Park, and it's going to go right into Cooperstown as well.
That's a fact. Shout out to Dante in the building. He's saying, I won't believe it unless I see it. So I got my son in the chat, and then I also got my OG, my pops. He said, you know, the New York Yankees are not big on long-term contracts. Agreed, but I think Soto is an exception. Adi, what do we think about this unfounded rumor that I'm reporting as fact here on the show?
So listen, man, we're in 2024, right? And nowadays, like everything, if you hear a rumor that you like, it's fact. It's facts. So I'm running with it, and I like it, right? I think Soto is the guy we want. Like Juan said, we're okay. We're not going ham this year because we know we got a big signing coming up. And to hear that he's willing to already at least go to the table is music to our ears. And I think Soto has gotten probably seen the love that he got just, you know, this offseason, and everyone's going nuts. I mean, I bought a jersey the day he signed. So, the day he was traded. So I would say, yo, bring it on. Again, I'm not the one writing the checks. So as a fan, I like the move, right? The Yankees are being the Yankees. I know Senior, all due respect, he said, you know, we don't do long-term contracts, but this is a unicorn. And he's 25 years old. You know, he's not injury prone, knock on wood. And he looks like he wants these big lights. I don't know who was the announcer that when he was 18 years old playing in the World Series was just like head over heels over him. Remember, there was just like, oh, look at this 18-year-old boy. Look at this 18-year-old boy. Well, guess I'm that dude. Look at this 25-year-old, bro. He has not hit his prime. He has not come to the big screen, and he's ready for it. He's ready for it. This is what the Yankees need. And guess what? He's already shaved. He already shaved. You know what I mean? He doesn't even grow a beard, so he's good to go. He passes the test.
Yeah, and I've got to say, so I think, you know, put the extension and the numbers out of there. I think that is hyperbole, but I think the part of the rumor that does make sense is the fact that he is really enjoying the extra kind of ancillary perks of being a Yankee, right? Because he's a superstar, he's a stud, he is essentially already a household name within Major League Baseball. But once you don the Yankee pinstripes, right, and you become a part of the Yankee organization, it's different. And then especially when you factor in, Washington Heights, the big Dominican fan base that he's going to be playing in front of, the fact that he's got family here that is going to love to watch him play. I could envision a world where he's like, yo, I mean, this is where I want to be, all things being equal. And we kind of thought that was going to happen, and so maybe some of this is wishful thinking, but hearing that, it definitely made sense from the standpoint of, I see him all over social media. I don't know, and you guys might have followed him before. I did. I mean, was he always as active and social media savvy? It feels like, I mean, he's everywhere now, and that could just be because my algorithm is showing me Yankee shit. He's a Yankee now, but it feels like he is a lot more visible to me anyway than he used to be. Is that a fact, or is he kind of doing what he always did, and I'm just seeing it more because he's here? What do you think about that?
I can just say real quick, I think this shows the difference between East Coast, West Coast, right? Soto got a big buzz when he was in Washington, which is not the biggest market, but at least you were hearing about him. He went down to the Padres, which had a stacked team, and you, even with Machado, like, you don't really hear much of these dudes. I don't know if it's because we're in our little bubble, but coming to the East Coast, it's a vibe, man, and I think he's feeling it. Like, I know later on we'll talk about our other boy who's feeling the love.
Feeling it.
Signing with the Yankees, but
sure.
Yeah, man. I think him being strategic, him being, like you said, more active on social media, more active, is only building the brand. And that's how you're gonna get 15 years.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
No, I agree. Maybe it's more like he's in his walk years, so he's trying to, like, he's playing both sides of it as well. Like, he's smart.
Of course.
He knows he got to be active. He knows he wants the love of the fans, but he likes the lights. So it's like he came here and wanting to be here, and him wanting to extend or just stay here. Like, that shows that he's not scared of the lights, and being that, he probably has a lot of family here and it's easier, and it's New York, the biggest market in the world, the best, team in all of sports is the Yankees, and he wants to don the pinstripes and retire that way. So, like, I feel he's taking the effort and, like, extending himself to the New York media to try to, like, put his foot forward and, like, make his presence known that he accepts being one of the faces of the Yankees moving forward.
No, absolutely. And shoot.
I just had one last thing, something came to mind. I got a little text message from a buddy who reminded me, the one team that we always want to go, past the hump on is the Astros, and he single-handedly gave them that ass whooping in that World Series. So adding him to our squad is money.
I agree. Yo, and I'm sorry, but Raul just texted me. Yo, Raul, pull up, man. I'll send you a link, man. Pull up. Stop texting me, man. Stop texting me. Pull up. Join the pod. Fuck out of here. Yo, and back in the day, I used to do a radio show at Sacred Heart. Just in case people think that, I'm just jumping on the podcast wave, because that's what everybody. I was been supposed to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm super late on jumping on and doing this. I was supposed to do this, but back in the day, this is now 20 years ago, 2003, 2004, at Sacred Heart, I used to do a weekly radio show at Sacred Heart University, and Raul used to come on with me. Our boy Raul, who's texting us right now, and he was great. I mean, he was easily the best guest I used to have on the radio show. So I always think about that every time I try to get him on to join us. And I think he knows that, and he's holding off because he knows he joins us. The numbers will probably start to skyrocket, and he knows I'm not gonna give him a cut. I'm not gonna cut him in. So that's what that is. But yeah, nah, never that. You know what? Fuck you, Raul. Stay off. Nah.
Yo, Raul, how's that bum leg?
No, but feel better, by the way. Feel better, by the way. And I'm guessing no Super Bowl at the crib since you broke your leg and shit. But all right, we'll take that offline. All right, so that's Soto. That's what I heard on. That's what I heard on the MLB Spaces with the good folks of at MLB Spaces. So I'll see if I can get some more information for y'all next week. But some Yankees / non-Yankees news, but some MLB news. I have a couple of videos on the channel. Please be sure to go check those out about my view of the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voting process, the Hall of Fame as a whole. I have a heated rant on there. Please make sure you go and check that video out. That video should start doing numbers now that the 2024 class, election class has been announced. But I'm going to pull this up on the screen. And congratulations are in order. Congratulations are in order. I think, is this it? Oh, that's gunshots. Hold on. Congratulations. Well, you know what? A flex bomb. Flex bomb is in order too for Adrian Beltre. So we get another Dominican stud in the Hall of Fame, as we should. 95.1%. And honestly, that was a no-brainer of the new kids on the block for me. There's no world in which Adrian Beltre doesn't get in on complete roller skates. I mean, he can fucking do the moonwalk into Cooperstown as far as I'm concerned. So I got no beef with Adrian Beltre. Congratulations to Adrian Beltre. Congratulations are also in order to Todd Helton, who got in, I believe, what was this, his first ballot? No, it might have been.
No, it's a sixth ballot.
Yeah. So apparently over the last 6 years, he has improved his numbers. He must have had a monster year last year in order to garner the votes. But he got in with 79.7% of the vote. And then another first ballot Hall of Famer, the excellent catcher from the Twins, Joe Mauer, who got in at 76.1%. And again, he got in on the first ballot. Not making the cut here, unfortunately for these gentlemen, Billy Wagner, who just missed the cut at 73.8%. Billy Wagner, he's got the numbers, but I never really felt like he was a Hall of Famer. But I'll let you guys comment on that. But for me, the most disappointing part of this list here is our boy Gary Sheffield. Somebody who we grew up watching, and he missed the cut 63.9%. But unfortunately, this was his 10th and final year on the ballot. So he is no longer on the ballot, and his only path in will be through the Veterans Committee. And so hopefully that will happen for him sometime in the future. But unfortunately, Gary Sheffield will not be a Hall of Famer by writer induction. And then just to close out the rest of the notable names here, Andrew Jones didn't get in. Carlos Beltran also fell shy of 60%. I believe he got over 60% last year, so he did worse this year than he did last year. Carlos Beltran, to me, who was the first ballot Hall of Famer, obviously being punished for the Astros scandal. And then Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez, two obvious first ballot immortal Hall of Famers. What are we even doing here? And these gentlemen are not even cracking 35%. A-Rod is actually down from his 36% last year. He got just under 35%. So I'm going to start with Adi. What do we think about Beltre, Helton, and Mauer? And then, also give me your thoughts on just the overall process and anything else you want to touch on with any of these gentlemen.
So obviously, first off, congrats. I think number one was a no-brainer. My only shock was Joe Mauer, right? Like first ballot, he just made it, right? By what?
Squeaked
1.1%, squeaked in. And I think that's when you're, obviously the numbers are there. Dude was a stud catcher, but when you have people, behind him like Sheffield, Jones, Beltre, it's like, damn, bro. I feel like Beltre is getting is the one that's getting the biggest heat with this whole Astro joint. He lost a job as a manager of the Mets. His name's been just dragged. And dude was a stud. Like, people forgetting who Beltran is because of stuff like this. So that's the only shame. And like, this is why this is sometimes like I don't really pay that much attention to. And I feel like, these writers are bugging. Like this process is so ancient and like corny at the same time, man. So, but congrats to those that are in. Hopefully Sheffield gets in now through the committee. But yeah, man, it's corny. What's been going on?
What do you think, Juan?
Man, so congrats to Beltre. I knew he was the first ballot. What he did was phenomenal. Hitting over 3,000, over 500 home runs. Like, he signed that big deal. He signed that big deal with Seattle, and he didn't amount to it. Like the 5-year deal, like he didn't really do much. And then when he went to Boston, had that huge monster year, and then got paid at Texas, and like that's when his career like took off. Like once he hit like 29, 30, which is phenomenal. It doesn't really happen to a lot of people where they take off so late in their career, because he came up when he was like 18, 19 years old. So he's not automatic. Helton, I don't know, man. Like he made it like this like his 6th year, but he has the Coors effect. Like he played like 17 years in Colorado, and like his hits, he didn't hit 3,000. Like he got like 20, I think like 2,300. Like there's other people who are more qualified and hit bigger milestones that should have been inducted before him. Like I feel like Billy Wagner, he was one of the most dominant like relief pitchers of our generation or this era. So like he should be in and not going into his last year to make it. Gary Sheffield as well. He had 500 home runs. He was like one of the most intimidating players to play against, and he changed the game. How people perceive the game, looking at it fun. Everyone, no matter what, when you went to your softball league, everyone hit that grabbed the bat and did the Sheffield stance. Like it was a toothpick. Like it's just crazy that he's not gonna get in like with the votes. Andrew Jones, who was one of the best center fielders like ever, that he won like 10 Gold Gloves. How is he still not in? And he hit like 400 home runs. It's like he had a downfall his last 5 years, but like his prime years are like prime years you can compare to almost anybody. And like, how are these guys like not getting inducted? And then Mauer, like, yes, Mauer, I think he's deserving of a Hall of Fame, but I didn't think he was first ballot worthy. Like, you telling me that Joe Mauer is better? I mean, Vladimir Guerrero didn't get in first ballot, and Joe Mauer got in first ballot.
That's a joke.
So, like, you're telling me that Joe Mauer is better than Vlad? Like,
no, that's
why, like I said, like the committee is the way they inducting people is ancient times. Like, there's a lot of people that are worthy of the Hall of Fame that never got in just because of the way the voters have it and how they're inducting these people. Like the MLB like Hall of Fame is like the hardest Hall of Fame to get into out of any of the like major sports, because you have to vote on it, and then some people feel a certain way about, some writers feel a certain way about players, whether it's race, ethnicity, like whether it's something that they did on and off the field, and they won't vote them in, and they're deserving of it. But that's my whole feel on it. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I'm
yes, these writers, man.
Yeah, and so shout out to my pops, my OG. He says F the writers. That's a fact, man. And like I mentioned, I have a whole rant on the channel. Please be sure to check that out. In terms of, hold on, where the heck is it? There we go. Let's hide this. Please be sure to check that out. But the idea that first of all, I want to challenge the whole first ballot versus third ballot versus like I never really pay too much attention to that, because I think first ballot versus 10th ballot, to me, I don't think there should be a distinction. I understand why folks try to make that distinction, but the fact that there's just so much politics at play with the writers really nullifies that for me. I can't, like you said, I can't look at, Todd Helton and be like, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer versus Vladdy, who wasn't, right? And I always ask, and I asked the question about, Todd Helton, who this was his 6th opportunity on, like, if he was not a Hall of Famer the first time they voted for him, what the fuck changed? That's always my question. What changed? What changed in the last 6 years to make Todd Helton Hall of Fame worthy? I don't understand it. If you look at Alex Rodriguez, his numbers dropped. He got 36% of the vote last year. Now he just got under 35. What changed? What, you didn't like his appearances on the K-Rod show on ESPN? What changed? The numbers haven't changed. It's 696. It's for Gary Sheffield. Shout out to Norman in our group chat. He gave us an amazing stat about Gary Sheffield. He averaged 74 strikeouts a season for a power hitter. This is a power hitter. Averaged only 74 strikeouts. The most he ever struck out in a single season, I think, was 83 times with the 2004 New York Yankees. 83 times. He never struck out over 100 times. That's unheard of in today's game. I mean, that's unheard. You got guys striking out 120, 130, 140, 150 times making the All-Star team, winning MVPs. Like, this is a joke. And I keep saying that the Hall of Fame is becoming a joke, but I mean, it is just a wholly unserious endeavor when a guy like Todd Helton, and I don't want to focus, and every year, right, there's always the one person who gets the disrespect, and I don't want to disrespect him on this big day. But this is the Hall of Fame. This is not the Hall of Very Good. And what the writers are turning it into is the Hall of my mans, the Hall of the guy that I fucked with, the Hall of the very good player who gave me interviews, right? The Hall of the very good player who I think was also a nice guy. And so Todd Helton, perennial all-star. He was a very good ball player. I never looked at him like, if I got to speak about his generation, that generation of ball players, do I really got to talk about Todd Helton? Do I really have to?
He wasn't a feared hitter. Like, he wasn't like dominant. All right, you could say that about Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer was like, when he was in his prime, he was one of the top 2 or 3 catchers in the game.
And he was a catcher too, so that's a different
catcher. The same thing with Beltre. Beltre in his prime, he was like one of the top 3, if not the number 1 third baseman. Helton in his prime wasn't the best first baseman, or he wasn't maybe top 5. Like, he never was dominant, and he had the Coors effect. So maybe he deserved it, but I don't think so. And then it kind of goes back to the writers. Like, they vote on who they want. Like, how are you gonna you can go back to certain players and it's I don't think that Griffey is not so they don't make the unanimous ballot. Like, the only one person has made it unanimously, which is crazy to say that certain legends are not unanimously inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is ridiculous.
Right. I mean, who didn't vote for Adrian Beltre and why? Right? He got 95.1%. Who didn't vote for Adrian Beltre and why? You should lose your vote. Enough of this. That's bullshit. 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. How the fuck is he not a Hall of Fame? Explain that to me. Somebody got to explain it to me like I'm stupid. Like I'm a child. You have to break that down to me. I need to understand that. And there's no other reason than I'm a sports writer, I'm a gatekeeper, and I have power. And that's it. And they've got to figure out a different way. I don't got the answer, Sway. I don't know what the procedure should be. I like the fact that it's difficult to get it. It should be the hardest thing. It should be a hard-won honor. But again, Todd Helton cannot walk into no Hall of Fame that a Gary Sheffield can't get into, that a Carlos Beltran, that a A-Rod, that a Manny Ramirez can't get into. It's just when you start doing that, you devalue the overall identity or the overall atmosphere of what the National Baseball Hall of Fame is supposed to be. It's a joke, and baseball's got to do something to fix it.
Hey, just real quick, I just think that it's corny too when these writers post their ballot, right? And it's you voted for 3 dudes. You voted for 3 dudes.
And they got
10
10
after that.
Yo,
And you
I
feel
got
confident, and you're doing it for clickbait of, yo, look at me, look at what I did. Like, come on, man, you a
engagement farming.
bozo.
Straight bozo clown. They looking for the clout cookies, and it's like, yo, you should lose your ballot, right? Like, I mean, somebody, right? Like you said, there was somebody only voted for 3 people. I think I made a video on it on the channel. And when they pressed him, and I forget the writer's name, but they pressed him on Twitter because he had previously voted for Sheffield, didn't vote for Sheffield, only voted for 3 people. And then they were like, hey, big dog, why didn't you vote for Sheffield? You voted for Sheffield last year. What happened? He goes, oh, I can vote for him next year. No, you can't, stupid. He's off the ballot. He didn't even know. So you have these guys that they don't even take it as seriously as the fans are doing, right? And then they go online and then they make fun of the fans. Oh, look, these fans are butthurt or they're upset. But it's like, yo, could you imagine a guy like Gary Sheffield who, busted his ass since the time he was a kid through high school, the minor leagues, fighting to get to the major leagues. You make yourself an all-star, you make yourself a champion, and you put up the numbers, the requisite numbers to be a Hall of Famer. And some goofball, sitting in, some fucking, 2-bedroom apartment, with no wife and kids because no woman would ever love him, is voting against him and keeping him out. It's crazy. It's insane. I mean, we got to do something because, like I said, the Hall of Fame process has become a wholly unserious endeavor, and it breaks my heart as a baseball fan.
Yeah, it's
and it's only going to get harder because the next year, like, there's a few new players coming joining the ballot. So, like, it's going to be hard for those guys who are on the cusp to make that leap forward because, next year we got Ichiro, who should be first ballot Hall of Famer. And then we got like CC as well. I think he should be definitely a Hall of Famer. And then we got King Felix, who I think it should be a Hall of Fame. I don't know if he's going to make it on the first round. I don't know on the first ballot. Yeah, but you know how the writers are. Like,
yeah.
So like they're going to look at the wins. He don't have the wins to get in as like how it is. I think those 3 players right there should be first ballot. Because they were all 3 at their peaks. They were dominating the game, and winning Cy Youngs or Ichiro won the MVPs. Like they were difference makers on teams. But like then you got like I think Billy Wagner gets in next year, and then like there's other people that are on the cusp of making it. So then it's going to be hard to see if 3 or 4 people make it again, which makes it it's tough.
Yeah, man. It's just tough, like you're saying, right? 3 dudes that we agree should be first ballot. We're not even expecting it. Look at that. We're talking a year before this happens, already saying like, yeah, I can see CC not being first year. I can see Felix not being first year. Why? Because these other guys now are gonna get that like, oh, it's their last year. Let's give.
Yeah, they're gonna get that push.
The whole system is corny. It's corny. And the fact that they're allowed to like showboat about it makes me even it's ugly, man. It's real ugly.
Yeah, it gets me hot. It gets me hot. I was arguing with one of these writers a couple of weeks ago when the ballots first started to come out. Shout out to my OG. Does anyone know if Todd was on the steroid list? He was not on the steroid list, but he was a beneficiary of Coors Field for half of the games in his career. And
his whole career,
that's just as good as steroids, right?
Yeah.
If not better. If not better, that Coors Field effect. So, but again, congratulations. No shade. I do when I want this to take away from the moment for those 3 gentlemen. I'm sure that they are over the moon. But there are a few other well-deserving gentlemen that we'd like to see make the squad at some point. So, all right, that is our rant on the. Where the hell is my banners here? On the Baseball Hall of Fame here. All right, so really quick, I think Juan has been seeing some things about the newest member of the New York Yankees. Obviously, we came on here when the night he signed Marcus Stroman. But what have you been seeing about Marcus Stroman, Juan, in terms of how he seems to be adjusting to life as a New York Yankee?
I mean, from what I've seen on like social media and just like looking at the blogs and everything, he's like ecstatic to be here. Like last week, he showed up at a Knicks game, rocking a Yankee fitted, making posts on his IG, talking about the Yankees, and he's just a kid that is almost living like his boyhood dream. It's like when we saw Cole with that sign as a kid as a Yankee, like that's how I feel like Stroman is as well. Like all that hate that he said, he was just tight because he's not with the team, so he's gonna talk shit about them. He's just got that New York attitude where fuck that, like you my boy, but fuck you. We playing against each other. Fuck you. I hope I'm gonna strike your ass out. Like he has that type of swag. So like I'm like glad that, and I'm glad everyone is embracing him and finally like accepting like his personality. And like I think he's gonna be tremendous for the Yankees, and he's gonna bring us a different type of spark that we kind of need to get ignited and to bring back like the old school Yankees, which we go into later. But and then they laughed about they asked him about the beef with Cashman, and they laughed about it. Yep. So like that's good where they that's the what you spoke about too, Ed. Like that's the apology that you wanted. Like that's what it is. Like so he know he was wrong, but it's just part of the game when you're just talking shit about your rivals and all that. And like we left that aside, and now let's move forward. And let's win a chip.
Yeah, I think it was important for him to clear the air. What do you think, Waddy?
No, I think he did it right. He did it. He cleared the air quickly, right away. The same day he signed, I think it was that him and Soto did the like. Now we do the shuffle together, whatever. Like he went head on it, right? Took him a week and a half. We'll give him maybe max, and that's it. We, like I said before, we fans want to win, and if he's gonna give us that opportunity to win and give us that little edge, we're gonna take it, and we can leave that in the past. What he said, we see it that it came from a place of passion. So now let's move forward. I'm loving the vibe. I think Madison Square Garden should be always your first stop, especially if there's a Knicks game, and just courtside there. So yeah, man, I'm hyped, man.
Yeah, he definitely is following the New York playbook. I love that he rocks the fitted, the Yankee fitted out there. And so from everything that I've seen and heard, he seems to be taking it well. When I did the live, the solo live last week, I played a bunch of Stroman clips because that was the day or two after Stroman had his Zoom press conference, where Juan and Adi, you mentioned that he said, "Hey, me and Cashman, we laughed about whatever we had in the past, and we got over it quickly." And he kept talking about, "Hey, look, I love to compete, and I am confident that once the fans get to know me, they're gonna know that they're gonna get to know the type of guy I am." And so, he seems to be all in, and he seems to have a chip on the shoulder, which I think is super important. What I didn't know when we got him is that he apparently is quite the athlete, and he is a hell of a defender. I think he's won a Gold Glove, or he's been in the running for Gold Gloves in his position. Juan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that he has won a Gold Glove in his past. But I do want to show a highlight here from when he was with the Mets, just to show what type of athlete we're getting. And this is another
he won the Gold Glove in 2017.
He did. So he's won a Gold Glove. He's consistently, he's a phenomenal athlete. And you're going to see here, he's a phenomenal athlete with incredible baseball IQ. And you're going to see a little bit of Stroman versus Soto. Let's take a look.
More walks than strikeouts is a headline. That's pitched sharply. Lindor with the backhand flip, and it's dropped by
Mets being the Mets.
and now there's nobody covering.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at Stroh. Look at Stroh.
Throw to
Huh?
Stroman, and he's out. Stroman
Oh,
got
got
there in
Soto.
time to tag out
Let's
Soto.
guys.
Yo,
Let's watch that again. Let's watch that again.
That's pitched sharply.
Mets being
Lindor
Mets.
with the
Kicking
backhand
the ball
flip,
around.
It's dropped by VR, and now there's nobody covering.
Look at
third.
Stroh.
The throw to Stroman, and he's out. Stroman got there in time to tag out Soto.
I mean, I love that. I love seeing that. I mean, you can inject that right into my veins as a Yankee fan. But I feel like that's the type of energy. Like if he brings that energy to Yankee Stadium, he's gonna be just fine. He's gonna be just fine. And you know what? I feel like doing a little bit more glazing. Pause. And so shout out to the Yes Network. They put together a little care package for us. And so you know what? We've been talking for about an hour now. So let's watch 1 minute of Marcus Stroman fucking dominating. Why not? That's nasty. You know, the one thing that makes me super happy too, as we watch this, I want to put this on mute because we don't need to hear the audio as we watch him just have this strikeout montage. I want to get your take, Juan and Adi, particularly the marriage of Marcus Stroman and the Yankees. The fact that Marcus Stroman has, the two-seamer sinker that the Yankees as an organization really like to have their pitchers focus on. Matt Blake, our pitching coach, is kind of adept at helping folks improve upon that pitch. So if that's already a plus pitch for you, if you come and you work with Matt Blake, it gets even better. And if that's not a plus pitch for you, you come work with Matt Blake, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're getting outs with your two-seamer and your sinker. And so I feel like that from just a pure stuff standpoint is a great marriage with the Yankees. I wanted to get your take on that because this is just straight X and O's, has nothing to do with tweets, has nothing to do with the fan base, has nothing to do with, has somebody been racist to him in the past. This has to do with X's and O's and what the Yankees like as an organization from their pitchers and what he does well. So I wanted your thoughts on that one. And then Adi.
So, no, I think it's great because, Stroman doesn't have a high strikeout rate. He's a sinker ball pitcher. So his
ball on the ground.
Exactly. Keep the ball on the ground. And if you put good defense behind him, is going to keep him in the game longer and he's going to be effective. So it's not about velocity. It's about location. And that's how for the last few years, he's been able to keep his ERA in the mid to low threes. So that he's very effective. And if he just keeps in that trajectory, he can do the same thing in New York. We got a solid infield with a lot of guys that can cover some ground. With DJ at third, you got Volpe at short and Torres at second, and we got a Gold Glover right there at first base and Rizzo. So they can all pick it. So it's it's good to where we have someone who's gonna put the ball down there, and he's gonna get his little 5 strikeouts a game maybe, but he's gonna get a lot of ground ball outs because we know Yankee Stadium is a small park, so we don't want the ball in the air because then you can get little pop-ups where they're gonna go out. So he's gonna be more effective that way. Where at least if I'd rather give a hit up the middle than a little fly ball that goes out or left or right field.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's my thing on it. That's why I like pitchers that keep the ball down because that you're going to stay in the game longer and you can walk one and then go right back around and turn a double play, or if they get a hit, turn a double play. You got to put the ball in play. So I think he's going to do good in New York.
Just to add to Juan, it's him putting the ball in play is going to make him eat the innings, and that's what we need as well. I think something that's always been we're not really talking about is he's going to go deep because of this, right? Like Juan said, we got the defense behind him. Him keeping it in the ground is what we need in Yankee Stadium, right? And so I'm liking it, man. I like it. I like the fact that, like you said, his strengths is what we work on. So him coming already, coming with pitching low, is what we need, and I think he's hype about that.
Yeah, it is the perfect marriage, from a need standpoint and from, just a pure stuff standpoint. I think that is really going to work out. I think they hit that one out the park. Apparently somebody said something pause worthy, and so my Harlem representative Vosky in the building chimed in with Ayo. I don't know what we said, but whatever we said, pause. All right, Vosky, and that's Harlem. So it may not even be pause worthy, but Harlem got a pause. Oh, he said Vosky said it was me. Vosky said it was me. Pause. All right, it was me. It was me. It was me. My fault. But shout out to my guy Vosky, who, by the way, I was talking to him on the phone. He a diehard Met fan, but you know what he told me? He told me Volpe gonna have a big year. And Vosky is a middle infielder by trade, loves playing second, loves playing short, so he knows the second and he knows good second and short second baseman and shortstops. And so Vosky thinks big year incoming from Anthony Volpe.
It's a Vosky production.
So shout out to my brother Vosky there. But yeah, no, back to Stroman. I love that. And then really quick, we'll put a bow on the Stroman thing. But I do have Aaron Boone talking about Marcus Stroman, the newest addition to the New York Yankees, and he is essentially saying that this is where he wants to be.
Before we signed, I spent some time with him over at his house in Tampa and got to know him a little bit and talk to him and try to get out in front of some things that not every organization has to deal with. The bottom line is I'm excited to have him because, like you said, this guy is an elite competitor that my sense in talking to him that this is the place that he wants to be. And I know I'm very confident that he's going to make us a lot better. I think he's going to thrive in this situation with the pinstripes on. I know he's looking forward to it. And I told him, every now and then I'm going to have to get on you probably if I got to make you shave or, do something that.
All right. Shut up, Boob. See, you always take it too far, Boone. You always take it too far. We talk about winning ball games. You talking about shaving. But it does bode well.
He didn't mention the do-rag, though.
He didn't mention the do-rag. That's a fact. Nah, do-rag non-negotiable. Do-rag non-negotiable. I'll shave, but do-rag non-negotiable. And you know what would be dope? If just like we're doing on the pod, and maybe this pod, maybe I will help start a Yankee tradition. I feel like every start day, the other 4 starters who are not pitching should also rock a do-rag. Garrett Cole with the do-rag, you know what I mean? In the dugout. Ooh, drip out.
I see wearing a do-rag is Cortez, man. That's the only one.
Dripped out.
Swag. That's the only one that got swag down there, man. It's Cortez. Maybe
it's Cortez,
now,
right?
I don't know, but
I feel like Cortez might have had braids back in the day, like you did.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like he might have. All right, but so that's Marcus Stroman. Obviously, we are liking the early returns, and we also love that he lives in Tampa, so he's already been at the facility. They're working out, and there's a bunch of dudes already there at the facility, and so I love that. They're getting ready.
The most important part, we don't need him to be the ace.
That's it. Just come and do what you do. Keep the ball on the ground. Keep the ball on the ground, and you're going to be just fine, my man. You're going to be just fine. But obviously, that was the big free agent signing that we made. We also got Juan Soto via trade. And the day before, or the day that we signed Juan Soto, Marcus Stroman, the Yankees also made an offer to free agent pitcher, the reigning and defending National League Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell, and that was rumored to be 5 years, $150 million. And I think that is now that offer is now 2 weeks old, and there has been no other offer that we know of to be given to Blake Snell. We are now 21 days. So we are Paul O'Neill days. We are Roberto Clemente days away from pitchers and catchers. And we still have some pretty big fish in terms of free agents still on the board. And so I know that, when we talk offline here, we have been under the impression that the Yankees might be done. But Brian Cashman on MLB.com said, hold your horses, not so fast.
So we're going to be open-minded to ways to improve the team. Obviously, it's got to fit within our structure. And so is that a rotation piece? Is that bullpen piece? Is that, anything we can adjust with the position player group? So we're still talking to clubs about trades. We're talking to agents about players, and but we also like what we've got, like what we've done thus far regardless. We lived through a tough experience last year with the way the season played out, with injuries, underperformance, and not qualifying at the very least for the playoffs. And so I think our guys are all hungry to get back at it and put 23 behind us and put a better taste in everybody's mouth with the 24.
Hey, yo.
We're having a lot of conversation from the trade front as well as the free agent market. We certainly, are excited by, the return of Clay Holmes, and Loizaga is voluntarily reported early as well. So he's now in Tampa, and obviously getting, Tommy Kahnle back, who's doing extremely well in his program. We acquired, Victor Gonzalez from the Dodgers in a small deal. So we're obviously recreating and repurposing our pen right now. And, Ian Hamilton's coming back. And so ultimately, there's addition of Cody Morris along with Ron Marinaccio, who's been here. So along with some of the young guns that are coming up through the system. So we'd like to add from the outside if we can to that. But we definitely have pieces in play that Aaron Boone can play with right now.
All right, so there you have it. The Yankees are still in play. They are still engaging with the trade market, and they are still having conversations with the free agents that are still available. So obviously, look, the Yankees, they know that they leaked their offer to Blake Snell, the 5 years, $150. Nobody has beat that. Monty, who has been rumored to be hot and heavy with the Rangers, Jordan Montgomery, he has not signed. Cody Bellinger has not signed. Hector Neris has not signed. He has also been linked to the Yankees, rumored to be looking for a 1 or 2 year deal worth 10 to 12 million per. So I want to throw this to Adi and then to Juan. Can the Yankees be in play for any one of these? And then, let's ask you that. Of the remaining free agents, do you believe, Cashman, that he's still in play? And who do you think he is in play with?
I mean, yeah, I think Cashman is always wheeling and dealing. So I think that realistically, I think it'll be a starter. So I think it might be Snell. Give him, cut that deal that we first offered him down, knowing that we're the only ones that offered him that. Maybe less years, a little bit more money annually, and, see what he can do there. But I think the fact that Cashman is sitting on I like my team the way it is right now, but don't count me out on any deals that are going on. So I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's his job, right? Like, I mean, he needs to make sure that he's staying engaged at all times. So it doesn't surprise me that he says that. What do you think, Juan? Do you think he's just paying lip service, or is he truly still engaging with the current crop of free agents that are still out there?
I mean, I think he's playing it smart. He's telling them that we're happy with what we got. So we don't do anything else.
And he said that
okay.
explicitly, but yeah.
Yeah. Like we have what we got. If we don't do anything else, we're fine. We have a championship caliber team, and if we can make the moves at the trade deadline if needed. But he ain't gonna be dumb either. Like if the price is right, then I feel like they'll be in it. Basically, we're not gonna overpay for any pieces that are available. So like how Ali just mentioned, like with Snell, like we're the only team that offered him anything. 5 years, $150. No one has offered anything close, anything at all. So
Anything at all.
if no one offers anything or like it drops, maybe they just offer him a two-year deal or 1 year deal with
So-
like 40 million just to like get him on a 1 year deal, and then like that'll be the right option. The
So
only other what happened?
no, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, the only other thing that I feel like they would do is maybe add like a bullpen arm. But like I feel like the Yankees are great with finding the diamonds in the rough on that end. So like if we add a bullpen arm, it's not gonna be anyone that's like high caliber or like
It's not going to be nearest for 12 million a pop.
I think maybe Wandy or like Hader just came off the board. He signed with Houston. But like that, like I feel like it'll be somebody where they're just a spot, like an inning eater or something like that, where we have enough with what we got. But if the price is right, we're gonna be in on it and we're gonna take advantage of the market. And like that's how I feel like it's gonna play.
So, and I feel like the longer this plays out, and so like I mentioned, we are 21 days. Shout out, we got 8 people back up in the live. Look at the numbers. The numbers is good. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't make that rare. We want to see you here. We really appreciate y'all tapping in. But in terms of the longer that this plays out and the closer that we get, especially for pitchers, I feel like if you're a pitcher, and you're switching teams, you want to know where your new team is going to be before pitchers and catchers report, right? Like you want to be able to get into your routine, get your home, get everything going. And so for a guy like Snell, does the fact that, hey, I really want a 7-year, $210 million deal, but nobody's biting. Right now, I'm at 5 years, 150, which is 30 million per. How do you save face if you're Scott Boras, right? Because Scott Boras obviously has been promising his guy the world. Hey, we're gonna hold out as long as we can, but the money is going to be there. The years are going to be there. Well, look, the years may not be there this year, but I think the money is there. And so how likely would it be, right? And again, the closer we get to spring training, I think the more likely it becomes where it's like, hey, you know what? Let's save face. Let's do a Correa or a Trevor Bauer type short-term, high AAV deal. And I'm thinking, something like 2 years, 66 to 70 million, right? For Snell, right, which is 33 to 35. So he gets a little bit of a bump from the 30 average annual that he would have gotten over the 5 years, right? So that's a win. That helps Scott Boras save face. And he gets an opt-out after that first year. So it's essentially a 1-year, $33 million team and $33 million deal. You come to New York, you have a great year, you finish top 3 in the Cy Young. As we know, you're capable, and now you have a Cy Young. Maybe you might even have back-to-back Cy Young awards in your pocket, and you're a year older, but you can now hit the free agent market again. Who knows? Maybe then you get your long-term high AAV combination deal. But I think the closer we get to spring training, the idea of a 1 to 2 year creative high AAV deal for a guy like Snell makes sense. For me, Blake Snell makes all the sense in the world for the 2024 New York Yankees, even at a hefty $33 to $35 million. He makes sense for the 2024 New York Yankees. It's the 2026, 27, 28 New York Yankees that I think everybody had questions about. $30 million, do you still want a guy 5 years? But if you could get Snell on a respectable AAV, 1 year, call it a 2 year, but give him the opt-out, I think Boras might be able to save some face, and it may curry some good favor with Boras. Hey, we looked out for you. Hey, when Soto comes around, remember we did you this little favor. We don't got you looking crazy with your client. And it also helps strengthen the Yankees in 2 ways. I'm going to tell you how. It strengthens the Yankees, obviously, the rotation. Duh, right? But now think about what it does, the domino effect. Now what it does is you slide Snell into that 2 hole. So now everybody else comes back down the peg. So you got Rodon 3, you got Stroman 4, and now you got Cortez 5, which frees up Clark Schmidt to now play the role of 2023 Michael King in that bullpen, which I think was a phenomenal piece that we're not talking about the fact that we're going to miss Kinger coming in, when a guy like Snell throws 5 innings, 5 in the third, you got a guy that could come in that 5th inning and take you, through the 7th. A guy like Schmidt, if you don't got to use him as your 5th starter, you could put him in the bullpen, and now you've strengthened your team in 2 separate areas. So Blake Snell makes a hell of a lot of sense on a short-term deal for the New York Yankees. He makes all the sense in the world for the 2024 New York Yankees.
No, I agree. Like that's the same way. Like what you just said is how like we all three, I feel like we agree on it and we feel about it. Like on the short term, like it's great to have them for that price range, and though like maybe 2 years, 3 years max. But like so like that, you give them the 2 opt-outs or whatever, and you give him a higher AAV, and then like that he could just leave, and then we can get someone else, just because the market is not favorable for him. And like that, it's a win-win for both of us. Maybe he gets more wins this year pitching at the Yankee Stadium, and like he could get 16, 17 wins, and then maybe a 3 ERA, and it's like, oh shit, like now they could get that long-term deal that he's looking for. So I think that's great. And then the depth is the most important thing, because you can never have too much pitching because someone almost always gets hurt. Like it's always like some shit going on. And then with Schmidt, he could be like the spot starter where you need him. If you need to give Cortez some a rest, Rondon didn't pitch at all last year, so he can't pitch 200 innings. So like that, you put Schmidt in there to do spot starts for them, and then like right there you have your inning eaters with Cole and Stroman, and then you have Schmidt to cover in for the 3 lefties because they don't pitch. They're not as long to pitch into the games.
And Adi, I think having a guy that is stretched out, that can come in and give you 2 1/3, 3 innings, and be that bridge from the middle innings to your late inning high leverage guy is super important. Kind of that fireman. So if they could get that done, I think that helps the Yankees in 2 ways.
Yeah, that was Brito. We lost Brito in the same trade for Soto. Yeah. So that's what Brito did.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I think it would be a good match, and like you said, we're saving face. We're looking like we're out there hunting where we can. Boris is in our good graces in that sense. Everyone's happy. Like Snell doesn't have to be coaching third base for a travel baseball team in Seattle right now, so he could be heading out to Tampa.
That's it. And he's boys with Judge and Soto, from what I read. He's boys with Judge and Soto. So that seems like a fit. And then the other guy that seems like, and I think the other guy that I think the short-term high AAV probably makes a bit more sense for because he's a bit younger, is Bellinger. Whether it's the Yankees or somebody else. I think, I'm not saying for the Yankees. I'm saying Bellinger on a short-term high AAV deal might be something that he needs to look into because his market hasn't developed and he wants a $200 million deal and he's not getting it. And so a 1-year high AAV with an opt-out, I think is something that he should be looking into, whether it's with the Yankees or not, but be looking into because that will then, now he can have back-to-back years and he'll still hit free agency before he's 30. So I think he should be open to that. But all right, so I think we're all in lockstep. If we can get Snell, especially if we can get him on that shorter term deal, I think we should be all over that, like the single guy at 3 a.m. last call at the bar. I think we should be all over that.
But I think it goes down to Boris though, because the 4 biggest free agents, they're all Boris clients. Like the 2 pitchers, Snell and Monty, they are Boris, and Belly and Matt Chapman, they're Boris as well. So it's like once
and
those
they're all on the plate.
Yeah. So like once they sign, like that kind of like sets the ripple effect for everyone else to sign, but it's based on that. So like, you know, Boris waits the last minute to get these signs to try to get that bread out. But, you know, like it's affecting the rest of the market. Luckily, we've handled our side of it and got our needs.
So we have
fulfilled.
leverage.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Yankees have leverage, and if they need to, they could always punt to the All-Star break and say, "Hey, I think we're good enough first half. Let's see where we are, and if we need to make a move, we've got trade chips to make a move at the All-Star break." Boris, you are not going to hold us hostage here. So I think Yankees are in a good spot. So let's see what happens. I'll be interested to see what happens in these next 3 weeks. But I imagine that Snell and Monty, but especially Snell, wants to sign ASAP. Because you're switching teams, you want to get there before pitchers and catchers. Pitchers and catchers is 21 days away. Can't believe it. Baseball is here,
It's back.
baby.
It's getting there.
Let's go. All righty. So what do we got here? Yankees new away uniform design. Fire or trash. Let's go. I'm going to pull this up here. Obviously, the Yankees are known for having the classic, iconic uniforms, home pinstripes, road grays, no name on the back. Of course, shout out to Michael K. But they have made a slight change for the first time since 2015. And I want to go ahead and open this image. And I want to show the first look at what the new away jersey will look like. So obviously Juan has the current one. You want to stand up for the good folks really quickly and show them what it currently looks like. So you can see the New York across the chest, navy blue with the white outline over the letters. And then can you show us your sleeve? There is a piping, navy blue piping, and a white stripe around the sleeve, right? And that's obviously the Majestic one, not the Nike one, but that is the Yankee uniform that we have known to love since they made the change in 2015. However,
the original one was in '74.
Right, but I think they made a slight change in 2015 as well, right? But correct. The original one. Oh, so we have not had a massive change since '74, and so here is the new one. They are removing the white piping, and they are removing the white outline, and they're removing the stripes around the sleeves as well. So it's kind of an old school throwback feel, Nike swoosh notwithstanding. But for me, I like it. It's a clean look, and it's a throwback look. It makes me kind of feel like it's Yankees getting ready to go to the Polo Grounds and play go play the Giants or something, right? Like I like. I like kind of this old school look. And, full disclosure, when I am playing MLB The Show, not sure what happened to Adi here. He may have dropped off, or he may have turned off his camera, but we'll wait for Adi to come back. But
he'll be back. He had something to do real quick.
Oh, I got it. Yep, I see it there. But Juan, what do you think? I mean, for me, I like it. This is always the style I play with in the show. I like that old school style. I hope the numbers are bigger this year. It's kind of like the Field of Dreams jersey that they played with, right? What do you think? I think it's nice. It's clean. It's old school. What do you think?
I don't like it.
You a hater?
Like, I think it's too. Yeah, it's old school. You pay homage, but I feel like they should have made it like a retro jersey as opposed to like changing it completely. Because it reminded me, like I had posted in the chat, like it looks like the shit from the WBC with Great Britain. Like that's how it looked like trash, man. And I seen that.
That's not Arial font. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not Times New Roman, bro.
That thing would look trash, man. It looks old. I mean, it depends how they're gonna wear it. Are they gonna go with the baggy look or not? Like, it reminded. Like, I hope. I don't know. I like the one with the white, just because the Yankee colors are like the navy blue and white. Like that's just with the Yankee hat, like it goes with the white, so it gives it more pop. So it pops more with the New York and the white outline over it. Like that's why I feel like it stands out more. This one just looks like it just look regular. Like I felt like if it was like when they played in the Field of Dreams, yeah, like that made sense for that because it was like a throwback feel. But now you're going back to those jerseys. I'm not that huge of a fan. It depends on how they're gonna wear it. If they're gonna go with a baggy look, like that may be cool. But then are you gonna change the pinstripes as well? Because like they have the other Yankee pinstripes that are like more yellowish as opposed to white. Yeah. So are you gonna do that too next year? Yankee jerseys really don't change as much. That's the best part about Yankees is they're so classic that they stick to the original. They stick to their original like uniforms. Yep. So I don't know. I'm not big on it. Especially the Nike. I don't like the Nike. I don't like the Nike design.
I don't like the Nike. I don't like the star insurance. Like, but I mean, I feel like for me, I like it. Like I said, whenever I play the show, I always play the old school without the white outline. So I like it just on a personal standpoint. But I get your point on it. Definitely pops more like aesthetically, for sure. And I think you made a really good point that like the Yankee, like, see, they could have made this an alternate, right? Like, Sunday afternoon matinee games, or Sunday, weekends. They rock the away alternates, right? And the alternate jersey is not a departure from the historical look of the New York Yankees, right? So they could have had the normal, white outline for normal games, and then say, hey, this is our alternate road unis that we're gonna rock. And I feel like they should incorporate that a bit more. So if you're not going to do the City Connect, which I want them to do the City Connect, I loved when they did the Players Weekend a couple of years ago, where you let them put the name on the back for one game only. Like I like that, one weekend only, but not the name, a nickname. I always thought that I thought that was super fire. Like I would like to see them incorporate more stuff like that. But if you're not going to do a City Connect, then why not have just alternate jerseys from different time periods? So you're not changing the history. You're honoring and paying homage to the history of the Yankees while still giving the fans a bit of a different look within the season, right? So maybe so one, if this was an alternate instead of we're rocking this for 82 or for 81 away games, if this was an alternate that they were like, hey, we're only rocking this Friday night away games or something like that, you would be more okay with it than just totally switching it, right?
Yeah, no, I'll be totally okay with it. If they bring back like how the yellowish kind of like color for the pinstripes, like I know someone they had posted, it was they were paying homage to like all the perfect games in Yankee history. So they had like Whitey Ford, David Cone, and David Wells like on the mound, and like Whitey Ford had like his uniform on, and you can see the difference between his and like David Cone and Wells, where it was like more like a yellow, like an off-white kind of like white and pinstripes. So like if they did that and this, like it kind of makes sense because they're kind of from like the same time frame. So it's like a 70s themes like jersey. And then like if they do it like every Friday or Sunday, whatnot, like I know they try to like sell more jerseys and stuff. So like that will help that, and it gives younger fans the time to like reflect on like the older Yankees.
That is a fact. Now I like that. But I mean, for me, I'm okay if they want to go and have complete alternate jerseys, and give us the City Connect. I would love a blackout jersey, like a fire black on black Yankee jersey. I think would be hard. Something like that I would love. I mean, I think the Yankees got to get more creative, especially now that you've already put the Nike swoosh and the star insurance patch on the jersey. So it's no longer this sacred thing that like, oh my God, we can't touch it, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Like let's have some fun here. But yeah, I think we're a few steps away from a City Connect, honestly.
I don't know, man. I like the idea of a City Connect. Because
I don't trust I don't trust the
But-
Yankees to execute it though. Or
yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't trust their like design team to come up with some fire shit.
Or Nike's design team or whatever.
Yeah, because
I feel like
Nike sucks. Like,
Nike has not done a good job.
I don't want to buy an authentic Yankee jersey because like if I don't have that shit tucked in, that shit looks mad weird in the back. Like because the pinstripes don't even extend all the way down.
Right, so it's just that white fucking.
That shit
it's
looks
nasty.
horrible.
Yeah.
So but like I remember what was it like in the late 90s 2000s where they came out with those futuristic jerseys. Well, the Yankees didn't participate in it, but like a lot of the teams like had like and that was cool, but maybe something different. I don't know, but the Yankees are the Yankees, so it's gonna take a lot for them to fully change that.
I agree. So we'll see what happens, but they've made a decision to do the away jersey, and it's weird. Why would you just do the away jersey and not the home jersey? I mean, are they changing the hat? I don't know, but that is what it is. They did it, so we'll have to, and by week 3 of the season, we won't even care about it, right? Like it was like the Nike swoosh. Like I don't even see it anymore. Like it's whatever. Fine, it's there. It is what it is. So I'm with it there. All right. So that is that. I've got one more topic for us to discuss. Whether or not Adi is back for it. Is like I said, we're 21 days away from pitchers and catchers. We've spoken a lot about the new additions. We've spoken a bit about some of our expectations, but it is no secret that we as a fan base were extremely disappointed in the year that the Yankees had in 2023. Granted, they were able to salvage a winning season, but in a sport where nearly half the teams make the playoffs, right? 12 teams out of 30 make the playoffs. We were not even in contention. I think we were eliminated, with 2 or 3 weeks left in the season. We played out the stretch. It was nasty work. And so I'm curious to see from you, Juan, and then I'll go. And then if Adi is back, we'll kick it to Adi. In terms of you can give me 1 or 2 of your DJ Khaled major key. What is your major key, the big X factor? Who are you looking at? What are you looking at to be the biggest difference maker for the New York Yankees, turning us around from the 82 and 80 team that we were in 2023 to hopefully division champion and serious World Series contender in 2024? What are you looking at?
All right, so I got 2 major keys, one on each side of the ball.
I like it.
First, I got as hitting wise, I think is Anthony Rizzo. The reason why, because he was playing great up until the concussion, and the way the Yankees handled that concussion was horrible. They misdiagnosed it, and he went on play for a month hurt, and you can see like how it affected him. And then it affected the lineup. The lineup was weak without him. Like I know Soto comes to balance it, but like you need some Judge needs his BFF there. Like I feel like Rizzo is his best friend. He needs him in there. And like when Rizzo is healthy, he plays a stellar first base, so you don't got to worry about anything. Defensively, he's going to be solid, Gold Glove caliber player. And then offensively, he's going to bring that support in the middle to the bottom of the order, where we can always depend on him to get high on base and to drive in runs, hit 250 around there and to do his job as a hitter. And like when he went down last year, like that was when the Yankees offense took a bigger hit as well, because there was more pressure on Judge and Stanton to produce. So I feel like Rizzo's there because of the middle of the order. Like I know that Soto and Stan, they're going to be them. But I feel like Rizzo is like another piece because he's like a lot of the glue there for the core of the team. And then pitching wise, I think it's going to be Rondon, just because like he needs to step up a lot because he didn't do anything last year, and like the way he finished the year was horrible. Like he got a lot of boos. He's not accepted by the fans. So I feel like he needs to
gave
start
him to Jack McDowell the middle finger.
Yeah, like he needs to start off strong. So like that like he can ease his way and feel comfortable and, you know, be the guy that we paid you for to be, like the solid number 2 to pitch to not be hurt. Because I feel like he starts off slow, then he's gonna like, it might get in his head, or you know, and it affect him along the way. We know Cole is gonna be Cole. I feel like Stroman is gonna be solid, but we need another 2 or 3 in that rotation to kind of like solidify it, so we can like plug the holes out. And I feel like with those 2 players there, like if Rondon has a solid year, I say like 14, 15 wins, like I think like that'll be enough for us to like win the division. To win the division with an under 4 ERA, I feel like that's enough to win the division. And then if Rizzo stays healthy and does his part, like those 2 players can be the difference as to where instead of winning 83 games, we can win 95, and that's enough to like win the division.
I like that. I don't disagree.
What about you? What about you? How you feeling?
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of your takes there. I think Rizzo obviously is a key to the lineup, right? He's a big lefty cog in that lineup. Even though we have added some additional lefties, I think him bouncing back to his first half form would be phenomenal for us. And then absolutely, I'm in with you lockstep with Rodon. I figured somebody was going to pick Rodon, which is why I didn't pick him. But I think Rodon is the correct and the most clear and obvious answer, because if he, you know, approximates the guy that he was when we signed him, right? I mean, I think he pitched a 2.88 ERA. The year in his walk year in Chicago before we signed him, right?
The Giants, San Francisco.
Right, San Francisco, excuse me. If he approximates that, right, then that just bodes extremely well for the Yankees. So I think that is the correct answer if you could only choose one. I think Rodon is the guy. I think he takes pressure off of Stroman. I think he gives Cole kind of a 1B, Ace Junior. He is the guy that we really need to have step up and pitch to his contract, right? But I'm gonna go a little off brand here, and I'm going to say that for me, the guy that I'm looking for to he's coming back from injury, coming back from Tommy John, but I think he has the opportunity to not only be electric, but really solidify his spot in the bullpen, and that's Scott Ifros. I'm looking at him because if he, you know, we got him big arm, the type of dude that Matt Blake loves to work with. And again, the Yankees love to take these guys who are super talented, but then, you know, they just make them into these lockdown, late inning, high leverage guys. And for me, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for multiple high leverage guys in the back end of the bullpen to get us to Holmesy, right? And so if Efros can take the step and become dominant, and I mean, you know, he takes a step where he's healthy and he becomes absolutely dominant. Now you have a nice little mix with Loizica, with Canely, you know, Marinaccio's in there, and you know, a couple of guys with Gonzalez. We got some other guys in the mix. So if you can get Efros kind of living up to the potential that we got when we made the deal for him, I think that could be a humongous game changer for the Yankees out of the bullpen. So that's me.
Is he ready for spring training, or like does because I know he got hurt last year, but like is he going to be ready for spring training, or like is he going to come up throughout the year?
I believe so. I have to double check. That's a really good question. I don't know if he is going to be ready for opening day, but the idea is that he is going to be a player in that bullpen in 2024. So I'm super excited to see that. Shout out to my man Tone. Tone, what's going on? I see you subscribe. What you got to do? You got to hit the little bell. You gotta hit the little bell, bing, right? Because
You
then you
gotta
get
subscribe, bro.
all
How
the
you
shit.
not subscribe?
Yeah, man. Now he's subscribed, but he's not fully subscribed.
Oh,
He's
he don't got the
subscribed, but
alert.
he don't get the notifications. You need the notifications. You just go right there, you hit the little bell, ping, right? And then it'll tell you when we are live. But yo, Tone, I told you I was in the spaces. I gave you a shout out. I'm doing the spaces tomorrow night. So we're gonna talk some shit. But and once again, like I mentioned at the top of the pod, Breaking Tackles, the New York Giants pod is one of my favorite podcasts to watch. It's my favorite Giants pod to watch. And Tone, when you do the breakdown of the 11 on 11 with the, hey, this guy was open and Daniel Jones is a bum and he can't make this throw. And look, this guy was wide fucking open. I love when you do that, Tone. That's my favorite shit on YouTube. So shout out to Tone for checking in. That's our man. And we gonna have him come up here and talk Yankees, even though he gets me mad. I think I blocked him once on Facebook because he got me mad. He was saying this was back in the day when Girardi was still managing, and he was screaming that we needed to fire Girardi. So I got mad at Tone once. I think I like hit him or blocked him during the baseball season. But Tone, my man. Tone is my man. Breaking Tackles, the pod. But all right, so that is my X Factor. Scott Efros in the on the pitching side, right, in the bullpen. And then offensively, I think Anthony Volpe taking the next step, right? And what does that look like, right? Like, I'm not saying, I'm going to say it right here. I'm going to put it out here. I think Anthony Volpe makes the All-Star team next year. I'm not saying he's going to start. He's not going to start, right? But I think he makes the All-Star team. I do. I think it makes the All-Star team.
That's
It
tough.
makes the All-Star team.
Shortstop is like the deepest as it's ever been.
Super deep. So I'm not saying he's going to start. But I think I think it makes the All-Star team. Or, you know what? I'll walk it back. I think he's in contention. I think he's good. I think he has a good enough year that we might be screaming that he got snubbed, or he may be one of those guys, the last guy where the fans get to vote, where they do the little thing and they put you up on the screen. Like, I think he'll be in those type of talks, right? Yeah, but you are correct. Shortstop is super deep in the American League, right? But I think he takes the next step, and if he can become a serious enough offensive threat where he can lead off for this team,
scary.
I think that is a big X factor for us. So I got Efros, I've got Volpe, you've got Rodon, and you've got Rizzo.
Volpe, I like Volpe, man, because I think he just needs to get more hits. Like, he gave us the 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases. Like, his average just needs to get up. Like, that's all it is. And he was a rookie, so he's gonna get better. Like, he's gonna see a lot of the same pitches, and he's gonna understand how to make adjustments. But I don't think he's gonna struggle as much because it's not gonna be as much pressure with the lineup being a lot deeper. So they don't need him to be in the top of the order. Like, maybe in another year or so he could be in the top of the order. But like, if he hits like 240. I feel like that's good.
That was going to be my question. What does success look like at the end of the year for Anthony Volpe? 240 to 260 batting average, right? 25 homers, 25 steals, 25 doubles, something like that.
Yeah, like, I feel like 2020 is definitely, like, once you do it your first year, right, like, that should be automatic. Correct. So like 25-25 would be nice.
25-25 would be really nice.
And then
with 25 doubles.
Yeah, 240 to 260, like, that's where he should be at.
I agree.
And then like his glove should only get better, his range should get better. Yeah.
I think you're gonna see a super comfortable Anthony Volpe next year for the Yankees. I'm super happy about that. And I heard he's in Tampa. And I was talking about it on the last one. We're in that time of spring training where everybody's in the best shape of their lives, right? So Stanton got the new body. Stanton got the new body.
Yes.
Somebody posted a picture of a side profile of Carlos Rodon pushing a baby stroller. And from the side, he looked like he slimmed down a little bit. So everybody's like, yo, he's in great shape. Oh, he looks amazing. So we are at that part of the year, but I'm super happy about that. And I love that it kind of feels like the Yankees got a chip on their shoulder from last year, and a lot of guys are already down in Tampa. You saw the video of Judge and Glaber working out. I
Glaber
love
want to
that.
get paid. Glaber want to get paid. So he's
Glaber's another one where I think he may have his second best offensive year. I don't think he's gonna have the 39 home run year that he had a couple of years ago, but I think he's gonna have
hit
a
30.
better offensive year than he had last year because he's in his walk year. I think he's gonna have a really great year. And it's kind of gonna be like, oh yeah, I must have forgot, because nobody's talking about the fact that, hey, Yankees should be talking about extending Glaber.
Yeah, me. Yep.
You've been talking about that, I know. And Glaber's even said, I think he even put like a sad emoji where somebody on Twitter asked him, hey, any talks about an extension? He goes, not yet, I wish, sad face. So I mean, he kind of feels a little bit away, like, yo, what's going on? Hey, my phone ain't ringing. So I hope he comes and has a fucking monster year, because that's great for us. So
yeah, it's a win-win, because like that we can he's gonna get paid, so like that helps him out, and then two, we don't need to worry about trading him or like no production from second base. Like he should be in the number 5 hole, I feel like.
I agree. I think if he's hitting 5 all year, then that means he's having a fucking monster year, and I'll be super happy about that. All right, man. I think we did it. I think we got through all of the topics that I had. I don't think there's anything else on my heart, on my soul, on my spirit that I need to get out here. What about you, Juan? You got anything on your soul that you need to get out and tell the people?
None. Well, all right. Since we had off topic, I guess. What about this past weekend? Football. Okay. What do you guys think about championship weekend this weekend?
I'm excited about championship weekend. Me, I spent most of Sunday sulking over my broken parlay ticket on the Bills Chiefs game. I think I had like one of these stupid 9 or 10 leg parlays, and I hit on every single one except for Stephon Diggs getting 40 yards, and he drops the bomb in the last drive that would have won the game. Would have gotten me a brand new mixer for the pod, by the way. So I was hot about that. But I felt bad for the Bills, man. I thought this was the year that the Bills would finally get out of the AFC. But just Josh Allen cannot get past Mahomes. And Mahomes is him. And you got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, and you got the NFL refs. That shit is hard to beat. You can't beat all three.
And you got the Swifties.
And you got the Swifties and his brother up there doing the swag surfing with no shirt on. Yeah, no camera on Taylor Swift. Look at me. I like that. I was fucking with Jason Kelsey.
Now it was funny. Like his daughter said, "Mommy, why is Daddy's boobie showing?"
That's crazy. That is crazy. But and congratulations to him. He had a great career, right? He just announced his retirement.
He just announced his retirement.
F the Eagles, but always respect competitors of his stature. And then what we had the Lions, right? I'm happy to see the Lions move forward. Yeah. I like that. I like seeing Fat Barry Sanders on the field and getting some love. That was dope. Did you see that picture? It was Barry Sanders. It was Eminem. It was Big Sean. Like that was
all the Detroit legends. All the Detroit legends.
Yes, all the Detroit legends. I liked seeing that. But what do you think next weekend, championship weekend? I got them getting smoked by San Francisco.
See, like that, the whole thing, like, there's like rumors about the theories that it's gonna be like the NFL revealed like their Super Bowl logo and like the colors for the logo like purple and red. So in like the last 3 years, the colors have matched the teams that have made it to the Super Bowl. So like that's like the whole conspiracy behind it, is like that it might be the 49ers and the Ravens, because like the logo is like purple and red. So it's going to be each of those colors. So like that was like last year it had it was like green and red for like the Eagles and the Chiefs. So it's like, and it was revealed before like when the playoffs started. So like that's why everyone thought that, and so far it's playing out where it's going to be 49ers and maybe the Ravens. But let's see what Mahomes could do, So I mean I like the Chiefs. I thought the Bills would beat the Chiefs, but like I don't know, Mahomes is like Tom Brady, and then Josh Allen is Peyton Manning. It's like they can't get over that hump.
That is very much like that, man. We're like, but the difference is, like, well, no, I mean, and because Allen has great regular seasons too.
Yeah,
man, but I don't feel like Josh Allen did anything to like lose that game, right? Like, I mean, like he made a couple bad passes, like there were a couple, but I mean that ball to Diggs was in his hands, bro. Like, I mean that was right there, and if Diggs makes that catch, that's game over.
And the kicker missed the kick.
And the kicker missed the kick. But I was saying they should never been in that spot.
Yeah,
they should never been in that spot. Certainly not that far of a. They should never.
Allen did what he had to do, like.
Yep.
So he didn't lose the game, but it's still like it's the hump. It's like it doesn't matter. Like the team didn't win. Like Kansas City had a lot of players missing too. So it's not you can't blame it like that. Just Mahomes knows how to win the game.
But they got them refs on that. You know what I mean? They got the refs there. So in that fourth quarter, that little pass interference bullshit call. You got that. Are the Ravens home or is
the Ravens are home?
Ravens are home.
Ravens are 3-point favorites.
Lamar at home, chance to go to the Super Bowl. Oof, man.
I think Baltimore wins, but I'm rooting for Kansas City. But I think
I'm
Baltimore
cool.
wins.
Yeah, like I'm cool either way. Like I like both of those guys. I like both of those squads. So I'm cool either way with either Baltimore or Kansas City. So I'll just be rooting for my parlay. I'm gonna try to cook up parlay. Come on, hold me down. Yeah, we'll talk off air. Hold me down. I need something. I gotta crack one of these, man. I'm getting my ass kicked on FanDuel. Getting my ass kicked. I'm not gonna hold you. And then in the NFC, it's the Lions, 49ers, two good defenses. San Francisco's home. I think just San Francisco's too much, man. The Lions are a great story, though. Lions are a super great story.
I mean, I think their offenses kind of match up. It's just the defense I think is going to be the difference.
Yeah.
Because, wide receiver wise, like, I'm on ready to say Brown, Debo might be hurt. If Debo don't play, I think the Lions can cause the upset.
That's a good point.
Debo got hurt. So, and then if Debo plays, I think the 49ers win. If not, then I think the Lions got a shot. Tight ends, Sam Laporta is better than Kittles. And then running back, you got CMC, but then you got Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, which, and then I like Jared Goff over like Brock Purdy. So it's more balanced than what people think. Like I'll take the Rams and the points just for like that. But
I like that. All right, so we got Championship Sunday, so we will be back next week. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl that's coming up, and then at some point we will decide when we will unveil the name and the logo of the new Yankee Pod that Juan, Adi, and myself are going to be doing. And so the goal to the audience, I said this on the live yesterday, so I'll say it today again. We want to do at least one episode per week between pitchers and catchers and the end of the World Series. So that is, at least once a week. And then obviously throughout the week, Juan, Adi, y'all know how we give it up. Something happens, a crazy game. We may just jump on and do an extra one. And, because we got to yell at Aaron Boone. And why the fuck did you take out Cole in the 6th inning? Are you crazy? Like, we're going to do all of that stuff, right? But I think if we can at least commit to at least one per week, that the audience will know, hey, this is good. This is a serious Yankees pod. There's no reason why, by the end of the year, we can be up in the YouTube algorithms whenever folks are searching for Yankees content. They should be able to see us talking shit. I don't think there is another Yankees pod that talks Yankees the way that we talk the Yankees. And so because of that, I feel like we're going to be right up there by the end of the year. So as long as we are consistent and we keep bringing the fire. So, all right, man. Any last words, Juan, before I play my music and get us out of here?
That's all, man. I'll see y'all next week.
That's all. That's it. So, all right, man. I'm signing off for Juan, for Adi. My name is Eddie Knapp. Hello, Can You Hear Me is the network. The podcast will be named soon. Thank y'all for rocking out, man. We're going, I'm going to play a little music and then we're going to get out of here, man. Real quick.
I took a ballerina down to the ball dance. Met a couple ball players, found a ball stance. Now we in the bathroom, she found a ball face. Took some shots and balled out, now how the stall taste. I can't even go inside, my O's might hear. I might need to hit the town, I need you right here.
Don't forget to find us on Twitter tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at MLB Spaces. I'll be live talking with the guys of MLB Spaces. They're fire, love the conversation. Let's rock.
Hey, driving through the liquor store faded, braided, hands in this motherfucker waving, AZ, 80s like the 90s and 2000s, driving through this motherfucker wildin', hey, Brady 7-pack, they come in bunch, I've been with the quad on a high note getting C-notes, different presentation to this vibe, you need a keynote. Prezi round this motherfucker, I ain't sending vetoes. Ain't no stopping shit or stopping licks, some boys on Geo. Batting out the 504, I say the name is Creole.
Out of here, we getting out of here. Love. Appreciate y'all.
Dominatrix matrix when she do it like I'm Neo. Shit is soft inside, cause they locking. Mama said live up to my name, but they jocking. They gon' try, go and take